When Young Sheldon wrapped up its final season, fans were left with lingering questions, emotional goodbyes, and a bittersweet sense of closure. However, the Big Bang Theory universe wasn't quite finished with the Coopers. The announcement of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, a spin-off centering on Sheldon's older brother Georgie and his wife Mandy, sparked excitement, but also speculation. Would any of the original young Sheldon characters return? What about George Sr., the Cooper patriarch? Fans got their answer in a shocking twist. Lance Barber, who portrayed George Sr. throughout young Sheldon, would be making an unexpected return. Given that George Sr. had met his tragic fate before the Big Bang Theory timeline, his reappearance in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage raised a lot of eyebrows. Was it through flashbacks, a dream sequence, or something even more unexpected? In an exclusive interview, Barber shared his thoughts on stepping back into the role, the unexpected twist that brought George Sr. back, and what this means for the larger Big Bang Theory universe. A surprise opportunity. Lance Barber never expected to return to the Big Bang Theory franchise after young Sheldon concluded. When he first got the call from the show's creators, his initial reaction was disbelief. I thought, well, that's interesting, because as far as I knew, George Sr.'s story had ended. But when they told me how they planned to bring him back, it seemed like a great opportunity, Barber said. The actor was tight-lipped about the specifics, but hinted that his return would not be in the traditional way fans might expect. It's definitely not a simple flashback situation, he teased. There's something really unique about how they're approaching this, and I think it's going to surprise people. The emotional weight of returning. Barber had portrayed George Sr. for 6 seasons in young Sheldon, bringing depth to a character who had been painted in broad, sometimes unflattering strokes in The Big Bang Theory, while the latter show had only ever mentioned George Sr. in passing. Often through Sheldon's criticisms, young Sheldon humanized him. He wasn't just the lazy, unfaithful father Sheldon described. He was a hardworking, loving, but flawed man trying to hold his family together. Coming back to the role meant revisiting those emotional layers. When you play a character for so long, you develop a connection, Barber said. I loved what we did with George Sr. and young Sheldon. He wasn't perfect, but he was real. Getting to step back into those shoes, even briefly, was both thrilling and emotional. How does George Sr. return? While Barber couldn't reveal too much, he did confirm that the way George Sr. is brought back is unconventional. It's not a dream sequence, I can tell you that, he laughed. And it's not just old footage. The writers found a really creative way to make it work, and when I read the script, I knew fans were going to love it. Rumors have been swirling among fans about possible time jumps, alternate perspectives, or even a narrative device akin to How I Met Your Mother, where stories from the past are woven into present-day storytelling. One theory gaining traction is that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage will include sequences of Georgie reflecting on his father's lessons, showing how George Sr.'s influence still shapes him. If true, this approach would allow Barber to appear in newly filmed scenes, rather than just archival footage. What this means for the Big Bang Theory universe. George Sr.'s return in any capacity signals a major development in the Big Bang Theory franchise. It not only strengthens the connective tissue between the shows, but also offers new perspectives on past events. One of the biggest criticisms of the Big Bang Theory was how George Sr. was largely remembered through Sheldon's unreliable narration. His return in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage provides an opportunity to continue redefining his legacy. It's funny because, in The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon made him out to be this terrible dad, but we saw a much more nuanced version in young Sheldon, Barber said. This new show is another chance to show just how much of an impact he had on his kids, even after he was gone. Fans of young Sheldon have often pointed out that Georgie had a special relationship with his father, one that was overshadowed by Sheldon's dominant perspective. Bringing George Sr. into Georgie and Mandy's first marriage allows for a fresh exploration of that dynamic. Reuniting with cast members. Another major highlight for Barber was the chance to reunite with his former co-stars. Working with Montana Jordan, who plays Georgie, again was amazing, he said. He's grown so much as an actor and a person since we started Young Sheldon. Seeing him take the lead in this show, it just feels right. Though Barber didn't confirm whether other Young Sheldon cast members would make appearances, he did high.